Yeah, we got rid of a lot of snow this past week, so stuff's still looking good. Still access out in the nursery is a bit limited. I do know that we're going to get out there next week, looks like, and try to get a few things pulled. So, yeah, if you got any of those special requests, just get them to Nick and his team, and we'll see what we can do for you. But so far, so good. Where we've gotten out there, we haven't seen any issues, so we're looking good. All right, so we'll jump into it. So Aronia low scape hedger. So you got scape mound, scape hedger. So hedger's the upright. This is about half the height of Brillantisma or Viking. So it's a little more compact. You know, you can still make a nice privacy hedge out of it, but you know, Viking and Brillantisma, man, those things can really get up there. So this one here is going to be, you're going to be able to maintain it at like a, you know, a maximum 6. I know they listed as like a 3 to 5, but you can make a nice 6-foot hedge out of it. And it will last forever. What's nice about it is it does a good job of breaking again from the base. So it's not going to hollow out. So that's a good feature. Aronia does have I think it's got a nice bloom. It's very quick and short. After the leaves come out in the spring. But you know, Aronia is more about the foliage in the fall. It's about the berries, you know, and this here works well for privacy hedging and things like that. So we got great sizes out there. You can see there from the photo. We got good availability of 1,200. So Barberry, Crimson Cutie. We're going to keep talking about Crimson Cutie. I know there is like, seems like there's a national shortage on pygmy barberry right now. So we have strategically kind of moved away from pygmy. There's some main reasons why we did that. One was because of the possibility of invasive, which several states already have it listed as invasive. They can't use it. Also, it does get bacterial spotting on the leaf. So it does have issues with that. And sometimes its root system isn't aggressive as what you'd like it to be. So you can put pygmy barberry in a situation where it might not work well. So that's why we really like Crimson Cutie. It has a really good root system that's very adaptable. It has a good habit. It has excellent disease resistance. You don't get bacterial spotting or leaf drop on it. It really stays good all year. And it is certified. It is the only barberry in the United States that is currently certified sterile. So we've talked about it before with proven winners. They say they're sterile, but they're not. They have not been certified as sterile. So that's why we like it. That's why we want to keep pushing it. It's in the worry-free program, so it has, you know, it's got a distinctive feature for that, and it will fit right into, you know, anybody needing pygmy barberry. So keep pushing it as an excellent alternative. Daravilla Night Glow. So you know, Daravilla is considered to be a native on this side of the country, kind of up in through Canada, New England states, and through there. It's very tough, adaptable, not known so much for its flower. You can see a photo of the flower there. It's kind of inconspicuous sometimes, so they can be small, but and they don't last very long, but they are there. And you know, if you know to look for them or see them, you'll see them briefly. But it's all about the foliage, the texture of the leaf, how it looks. Different than Weigelia, so it has a different look. It seems to have good deer resistance, so that's real good. And Firefly Night Glow is in the Bloom and Easy program. I really like it. I think it's one of the best Daravillas out there. I know people really like the Kodiak series through Proven Winner, but I tend to go for this one here in the Bloom and Easy series. I think it's a little more tougher, a little more adaptable. And, you know, it holds the color. I mean, this is late fall here where this photo is, and you can see there, it's still got great color. So All right, Ilex Lucky Marble. So this one here is a little different. Kind of brought it in. These are a 2 gallon here, real small leaf, really like it, you know, and this is a Cronata type. Cronatas, you know, this one here they list as zone 5. Most Cronatas are listed for zone 6 or 5A, B, whatever. It's borderline. Cronatas are. This one here I think is a little tougher. I think it's probably one of the toughest Cronatas that we grow. It's a low mound. It's got that real tiny leaf. It fills in real nice. And I think what really helps it, and really what helps it get through the winter, is Cronatas and glabras. They tend to desiccate, or they dry out in the winter. And that's what really causes the damage. They really don't shut down, and that leaf starts to lose its moisture. The root system can't pull it up, and then it browns out. And if it gets severe enough, it could damage the plant beyond repair. This real tiny leaf, and it's real waxy, that really helps it resist that. So that's what's kind of cool about it. I think it's one of the toughest ones out there. We're going to continue to keep moving this into the fray, and we got 500 of them. So check it out. Juniper pronana. This is an old one, been around for a long time. Probably the topiary favorite for making little Japanese garden topiaries, things like that. You know, we grow these as, you know, right at the pot as a spreader for the landscape market. We got some great sizing there. Coloring's great. They still look great out in the nursery. They still have really good color out there. So right when we start shipping off the bat, you're going to have, there's not a lot of bronzing in the houses, so they're going to look real good going out. And looks like we got 650 of these of that size, so we got some great size there. Physocarpa ginger wine. You know, we're getting a little thin on Physocarpa. So you can see here we got some 2s and 3s. Don't have a lot of availability on the other ones right now. You pretty much got them booked out. So, but you do have an alternative. You know, ginger wine is kind of slowly getting up there. It is in the Proven Winners program. You can see there it has a real big leaf for being a fairly compact Physocarpa. I like it better than summer wine. Summer wine can get pretty big, you know, so you got to give it some room. Ginger wine will stay a little more compact. It's a little bit easier to take care of, doesn't dry out as easy, takes a little less water, so that's good for the environment. So it's got a lot of good things going for it. That's why we continue to produce some. So keep talking about that, you know, even though we're short, and I see everybody kind of short on Physocarpa. These ginger one we have got some great sizes. They look really good. So, New Age White, pretty much booked out with most of the lilacs, but we wanted to show you New Age White. We brought the New Age, it's just New Age Pink, right? New Age Lavender. Okay, we have New Age Lavender and we have New Age White. So these are really good for blooming. That's why we brought them on. They really fill up with blooms. We do grow Alpa, and Alpa blooms pretty good, but this one here it almost sets twice as many blooms as a standard lilac. That's why this program kind of took off. It's not in a program, but you know, a person did a lot of breeding with these. They're in a standard black pot, but they I think they're really going to take off, and we're really going to focus on these because they're just improvements on what's out there. But I think they did a real good job. You can see there how uniform they are. I mean, look at that. You got foliage all the way down. They're not sticky, multiple breaks. That's what you're really looking for in a lilac that you're going to have in a garden center. Unfortunately, we're just short on the colors, but we do have these whites. They're very fragrant. Both the New Age have really good fragrance. So, you know, keep talking about it. You know, I hate for people to have to settle, but they might just have to settle with a white just so they can have something with that fragrance. But they're going to be real happy when they bring these in. Spireo Gold Mounds. There's an oldie but a goodie. It's it's the standard out there. This is definitely a landscape plant. A lot of landscapers still stick with the old ones. We do double play gold, which is a slight improvement on the old original. The big difference with double play gold is it really has great resistance to spotting on the leaf. You will get a little bit with gold mound, but gold mound's usually not known for it. It's not too bad. So that's kind of the big difference that I see. And double play gold has a little bit better repeat, but gold mound, does repeat bloom. You will get a repeat out of it, especially if you can get out there and do a little light trimming. But the size there is what I really wanted to show you. You can see the size on this 3 gallon. Man, it's going to wow the landscapers. If retail's looking for something with wow power, especially as we get into later May. So this would be a plant to put on those orders for, obviously we want to ship as many as we can for the spring, but this plant's going to look great for mid to end of May. So and we got good depth on it with 2,500. Sorbaria, cherry on top is fairly new to us. I really like this one. People kind of went Sorbaria crazy, so I think everybody's got a Sorbaria out there. 2 great things with this new breeding. One is it doesn't run. So, Sorbaria can kind of get some runners on it. It's has the rhizomes, and man, will it take over an area if you let it. This one here does not do that. It stays within its footprint. It has, it's short, compact, and it has great flowers on it. Very similar look to sumac, but we do Sorbaria sorviflora was the one we had for a lot of time, and now we got some new ones. The great thing with Sorbaria is these things are like bulletproof. I mean, you can see there's the zone, zone 2 to 10. How often do you see that on a plant? It can take the heat in the summer. It can take the brutal cold in the winter. So, highly adaptable plant. I think this plant is kind of underused. This plant can be used in some of the toughest situations and really bring something good. We tend to kind of get stuck on these parking lot installs or street jobs or street installs, things like that. This plant here is going to give you that great color. It's going to be tough enough to take those really tough compacted soils, salty areas. That's what I love about Sorbaria. Anywhere where somebody has a tough time with a plant, this should be one of the first things they think about. Weigelia, Electric Love. Cheryl, you have to put the full name on there. Date night, Electric Love.
Oh. Well, you know what? That was the Great Plains thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think when people make names of plants, they have too much time on their hands. So, but we like this one here. It's a kind of reminds me of Shining Sensation a little bit, but probably a little more compact than that one was. Great blooming on it. I really like the bloom. It gets some repeat blooms in there. You can see there the habit. I'd stack this up against any of the Weigelia. I think it should be one of the top ones. It's not as well known, unfortunately. This one here is a 2 gallon. You can see the size that you're going to get. That's a photo from the fall there before they started to defoliate. It's tough that this is in the Bloom and Easy series. These all come out of Canadian northern breeding. So, they've been tested up there, very tough. I like Weigelia in the Bloom and Easy series just because of that. I think they've done a great job breeding them, and they really focused on hardiness, where you can get in trouble with a few things. So definitely suited for our northern climates. So tough areas, things like that, exposed areas. If anybody has a tough area like that, this should be the first one that they think about. So, and we have 750 of these. We also have Stunner, which is in the series. I think we've shown that to you off and on. Stunner is a little more aggressive, but it's also in the Bloom and Easy series. So, you know, we should always keep talking about this, you know, tough situations, things like that. That's what the Bloom and Easy program, that's a big part of that program. Obviously, there's some great breeding behind it. They're going to be successful, but I really like this program because they had a huge focus on making the end consumer successful. So they just weren't sticking plants out there to stick them out there. They really wanted people to be successful with them. So that's a great thing. So, all right.